coming, like especially after lunch. Like hopefully there's enough coffee for you guys too. Oh, all right. Good in the frame. I'm Franceso. Good to meet you. This is my co-founder Maxwell. We're gonna split in the presentation. I'll introduce us, and then Maxwell will show you the product. I've been in the space for roughly 5 years. I have a background in ML and AI. I was previously the head of product at Unchained, which was also part of the Stellar ecosystem. So I've been in the ecosystem for a few years now. And I left the company at the beginning of the year to start Almanax, focus on like security. We're building AI agents to automatically identify vulnerabilities in code. Maxwell was at Coinbase before, working on staking infrastructure there and on security initiatives. Prior to that, he worked at a startup in New York in cybersecurity that got acquired by Sophos. Security is still like one of the biggest problems, unfortunately, in this space. There's been roughly $9 billion like stolen in the past 3 years. And you probably, if you've been in the space, you've seen some of these like major hacks happening. I was part of the investigation for a lot of like these big headlines. Harmony hacked for $100 million a few years ago. They're catastrophic losses. And the peculiarity of blockchain is obviously you have like code that is open source, but there's money at the protocol level. And if there's money at the protocol level, if you get hacked, it's not customer information that gets stolen, but it's money directly. And so in addition to that, you have also transactions that are irreversible. And most of the time, when a hack happens, like money ends up in North Korea, ends up in Russia, ends up in jurisdiction where it's very hard to then like go and get it back. And so all the more reasons to actually get better security tooling for this space. I was at the panel from Ottersec earlier today, and Sartora also was there, and they were talking about like the need for better security tooling. That's what we're bringing to the space. Today, like security is like still very reliant on like consulting, professional services. We think there is a need for like tools that developers and companies can use while they're developing code. And so this is what we built with Almanax. The first iteration and first product is a security copilot that integrates into your like IDE, CI/CD pipeline, code repository, and automatically scan that code as you're developing using LLMs in the background. And so I'll pass it to Maxwell to show you what we're doing specifically.
Cool. So as Francisco was saying, we've got our initial version built out. We opened a closed beta this week. So kind of rough idea of the product, you can interact with it through an API, through a CLI in your CI/CD pipeline. And we've got a web console as well, which we'll demo now. Quickly mentioning also, we've recently achieved state-of-the-art with our models based on a few different data sets we have. If you're interested in that, we've got a blog post. You can follow up, but we've got 4 minutes, so moving along. Cool. Does this work? Yeah. Click. Cool. So quick demo of the UI. You can create a new project and load up some additional context you can provide to the models, link a repo, and either upload a single file directly or scan the entire contents of the repo. The scans here will just be a single file, and that will skip ahead a little bit. Cool.
It usually takes 20 seconds.
The output is a summary of the scan, a list of all of the vulnerability findings. Each finding has a risk assessment score. You can rate the findings, mute them, and yeah, that's it.
All right, I'm excited to present Reflector DAO. Reflector is a decentralized system and data marketplace. Essentially what it does is it's an Oracle service for smart contracts and other platforms that provides reliable data feeds to basically anyone that wants them. So let me pull up my notes here, sorry. So Reflector's infrastructure serves a wide array of use cases, such as financial derivatives, lending borrowing protocols, asset management contracts, and even stablecoins. So price manipulation is a common thing that we see with DeFi products these days. And almost every week we're hearing another report of a successful exploit. But our price feeds ensure that DeFi projects can operate smoothly and securely. So Reflector currently protects $5 million in Stellar DeFi contracts. It's this really hard number to see right here. Our price feed infrastructure is controlled by a multi-sig protected proof of authority consensus of reputable organizations, which guarantees reliable fault tolerance, regular price feed updates, and Reflector relies on a quorum of nodes connected directly to the Stellar core validators. So as you can see, it's a good group of people that you're getting this information from, and it is distributed. Reflector is designed as a multimodal project. And what that means is basically that it's combining on-chain price feeds as well as off-chain subscriptions. So our SEP40-based oracles feature efficient ledger utilization for storage of large amounts of data with uniform 5-minute timeframes and straightforward interface for consumer contracts, which ensures a seamless integration even for inexperienced developers. And then going far beyond kind of this blockchain oracles as purely being on-chain, Reflector offers a flexible chain-agnostic subscription service. While the cluster consensus is backed by Stellar, any application can easily integrate with Reflector using industry-standard webhooks in order to receive reliable price change notification for any of thousands of Stellar assets, over 100 global cryptocurrencies, and other data sources. It's a unique combination of customizable trigger conditions, fast reactions within 1 minute of granularity, and deterministic cryptographically protected proofs stored on the Stellar ledger. So Reflector's governance is managed by a DAO, where cluster operators and the community are given full decision-making power. We believe that the fusion of proof of authority consensus with community governance provides the best balance in terms of security, flexibility, and decentralization. The DAO facilitates the voting process for things like adding price feed symbols, new data provider implementation requests, or bringing new operators into the Reflector cluster.
30 seconds.
And so to summarize, thanks for your time. If you would like more information about Reflector, please go ahead and go to reflector.network, or the QR code will take you right there. Also, join our Discord if you have any questions, or if you'd like to just chat with Orbit or me, or any of the other node operators. And one last thing, so we have a builder challenge that we ran in June. We are doing a second one, and it launched today. There's a total pool of 120,000 Reflector tokens, which is about 30,000 USD. So if you're interested in that, also check out the Discord. There's a lot more information about it there. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, so first let me introduce myself. You may have seen, I'm Matías Cabello, product manager of Scout of Coinfabrik. You may have seen me in previous SCF pitches, and I'm really excited to be here today to present our achievements and what are our plans for Scout for the future. So just a little bit of context. This year we've been working on Scout, which is a static code analysis tool that helps Soroban developers build more safe and reliable smart contracts, and it also helps security auditors as it provides a fast and efficient way of scanning code for potential security issues. During this first stage, our main focus was on delivering a product with both strong detection capabilities and great usability. With the combined experience of Coinfabrik's developers and security auditors, we've identified so far 28 issues in Soroban smart contracts, all of which are now detected by Scout. Scout comes with a bunch of features such as multiple output formats, a VS Code extension to run Scout, to integrate Scout into your IDE and have real-time feedback, a GitHub action to integrate it into your CI/CD pipeline, and the option to execute it via Docker. But let's see it in action. Okay, well, here we can see that Scout can be executed with just a single command, which is cargo scout audit, which compiles your smart contracts. It compiles also detectors and outputs the result directly into your CLI. It provides a summary. It also has full support for Rust workspaces, so you will see there. Then we have the multiple reports format, such as the interactive HTML, which provides context on the issue detected, and we also link it to our documentation that provides further reference to the issue. Then the VS Code extension that provides, as we can see, real-time highlights on the issues found, and it also provides quick fix suggestions. Then the GitHub action to integrate it directly into your CI/CD pipeline and see the report directly in your pull request. So far, we are excited to share that we have great community reception with 5,000 downloads of the tool from Crate's package manager. We are currently running around 150 monthly analysis. And we have recently been featured as the first security tool in developer docs of Stellar. So that's great. Also, there's something that is not in the slide. It's kind of a breaking news, but one of our auditors is using Scout. And actually, Scout found an issue on an audit before him. So that's a great validation. Thanks. OK, but however, our work is far from over. I mean, although static analysis is powerful, it may lack, it may fail at detecting some issues that depend on broader context. So our research shows that LLMs are a great opportunity to overcome static analysis limitations and include this context awareness to the tool that we expect. So our next goal is simple, to integrate LLMs into the issue detection process to improve Scout's detection capabilities and precision. We've laid out a roadmap ready to be executed that will take us from the implementation of our first dataset to the full release support in a 6-month period. For this, we will be partnering up with a team with great academic and technical background, such as the Laboratory on Foundations and Tools for Software Engineering of the University of Buenos Aires, which is one of the most prestigious universities in Latin America. So join us and support us in this journey. Thanks. I'm missing the link, but I will share it with you now. Visit our repository. Scout is open source. Check our contribution guidelines. And now, let's hope to keep working together.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ihor. I'm founder of Orally Network, and we are building customizable MPC Oracle solution. So there is a problem on the market if your protocol like interesting or user-centric or have a complex business logic under the hood. You usually need to have some non-trivial data on the smart contracts to make some calculation on chain and so on. And it's usually not only price feeds, it could be any type of data, stock market data, indexes, or any other oil price, Big Mac indexes, prices, and so on, so on. And usually a project like that come to the market, research Oracle market, and realize that there is no solution ready to use on the market. That's why they start building their own servers for bringing this data on chain. And it's not really cool because firstly, it's a centralized solution fully. Second, they don't have expertise about how Oracle need to build. Also, they need to refocus their main developers from building like protocol to building this infrastructure. And in future, they need to maintain it. So unexpectedly, we have a solution for that. Utilizing trusted execution environment, we are making like this solution in fully decentralized manner by providing tools, different tools, which different projects could combine anyhow together and build their own custom data feed that they need to with different sources manually. In the future, we will have more automatic thing with different LLM consensus from a lot of different sources. It will be able to automatically make some custom data feeds. And then users can like list their custom data feeds on the one module, then automate it through another module. So like by time frequency, by volatility frequency, or making some pre-processing mechanism, and so on. So it's just like simplification of how it works. So we can provide data from different centralized exchanges, decentralized exchanges, any other blockchain data, sidechain data if you need to deliver it, also AI tool and so on. Also, we've integrated different ways to deliver data, not only push module for like an efficient way, but also on-demand delivery with a pull module Oracle, and we are generating on-chain, generating a proof that could be verified on destination chain and so on. And as an example, for example, there is no actually solution on the market which could really, you recently deploy a new token in liquidity pool on Uniswap B2, and at least you want to list it on your protocol, for example, leverage DEX. It's not possible to do it right now, but with our solution, we are right now integrating with leverage DEX protocol this feature. Now it starts being possible. So here is a demo, just simple weather prediction market where people can bet like tomorrow what's going to be weather in country region, and here like just interface how it's working, and then so firstly we need to create a custom data feed that I mentioned. So it's with manual approach before automatic was created. Just we need to provide different sources from where it should be fetching, like resolvers, and then it will be hosting on trusted execution environment, and when it's needed, dynamically will fetch it and deliver it. Yeah, and then you can make automation subscription that you can close round, provide this data, and then calculation will be happening on chain, and rewards will be distributed to winner. So also we've made some research in the market and confirmed that solution like ours is needed on the market because a huge of projects have need to build their own centralized service for that. So here's our contact information, and thank you so much for attention.
Sweet. So I'm Robert from Ottersec. We do smart contract reviews. I think we worked with a couple people in this room, actually. Wanted to talk briefly today about some work we've been doing with formal verification and share more about the tooling that we've built. Briefly about us, we do quite a bit of work on Stellar. We've worked with a number of top protocols, as well as some work on the Stellar validator client itself. When we look at audits, and I was presenting briefly about this downstairs as well, when we do these reviews, we try to think holistically about the ecosystem. So how do we look at the entire stack, from applications building on top to the runtime environment? Security is a process. And I talk about this a little bit more later, but security is about thinking through all the vulnerabilities in your code, not just giving it to an auditor, but as you're writing the code as well. And the more we can shift those vulnerabilities to the left, as we call it, the less vulnerabilities you have, and the more secure your code will be. So I think the first question is, what actually is formal verification? Some of you might have some broad conception of what it means. I think I pulled this from Wikipedia, or it might be Google, but more precisely, formal verification is about defining invariants on your code and proving with formal methods that those invariants hold. And how you actually prove it and how you define those invariants is dependent on the framework. But broadly speaking, the idea is you have a set of invariants that you know about your code that you know is true. Like, for example, after I swap through the protocol, the invariant of my the XYK invariant should not decrease, which is an important invariant if you're building a Uniswap v2 AMM. You define this invariant, and then you use code to verify that the invariant always holds. One question that we have with teams is, or that you might be asking, is when should you use formal verification? And our opinion is that formal verification is a good step in the process after you've launched your code or after you've gone through a couple of audits and you want to make your code more secure. The idea is you have a set of invariants that as you write the code you think about, that you try to verify. You give those invariants to your auditor, so they manually verify them. And then finally, once you have more time or after the launch, you can use our tooling or tooling from other people in the ecosystem to verify and to prove those invariants. You have this spectrum here, right, of of more effort to less effort. The least effort thing you can do to improve your code is to just write better code and to write clean code, right? And this is easy to say, and I see some people laughing. But really, I mean, if you take a bit more time to write better code, I think it goes a long way. Less time spent auditing, less money spent auditing. If you document your code or if you make it clean, and we read a lot of code, right? Sometimes the code is really nice to read, and we're very happy with it. Sometimes, they clearly wrote it the week before, and they want us to review everything. You write clean code first. Then you have unit tests, right? Before you even send it to an audit, you should make sure that you test your code well. You don't need us to manually find the bug if you could have found it simply by running your code or writing a test for it. Then you have auditing. This is where we come in. You pay someone a pretty large sum of money, and they read your code and they try to find the bugs in it. And finally, and this is where I wanted to talk about a bit more, is you have formal verification. Okay, so maybe this will be a bit fast. What we've done, we've built a verification built on top of Connie, which is a framework. The idea is you can define invariants. For example, here you can you have the swap function, and you want to say it errors if, let's say, the amount that you get back is less than the minimum amount that you the minimum amount parameter that you passed in, right? And this is an important invariant, like an important slippage check invariant. You can prove that this always happens. Sorry, I'm getting. Okay, if you have questions, you should contact us. My email's here, or you can reach out to me anytime.
This might not be as awesome because I did this last night at 1 a.m. No teammate help, they were all at the pubs. But yeah, so Hermes, it's a decentralized perpetuals exchange similar to Jupiter that we're building out on Stellar. So this is my team. Everyone else got drunk last night, so they're not here. So I'm the only one here right now, but yeah, this is our whole team. And let's just go straight into the problem. The main thing is Stellar is just the only blockchain without a perpetuals exchange. And that's just a total loss for Stellar, especially since the total TVL for perpetuals this year alone has gone up 90%, with trading volume at around 900 billion. And within the last 3 years, trading volumes on perpetuals has reached up to $2.2 trillion. So the solution, Hermes. So we could offer up to 500x leverage through a hedge-like LP, which makes it very capital efficient. So think about how LPs work with like AMMs. It's not like an order book. And we use passkeys to make it very easy to open and close trades. And it's very secure too. Using Stellar, we could also offer fast and low transaction fees. This is just a quick UI. We did build out Hermes for both the Hack Meridian hackathon and a previous hackathon called Dev.2. So it's not fully built out, but we have been working on it time over time. So I did mention before, it's a hedge-like LP. So it's not like an actual order book. So this is just a quick example of what I meant. So let's say Stellar right now is $1, right? So you put down 1 XLM as collateral at a 5x leverage long. So what you're going to do is you're going to borrow 5 XLM from the pool for this position. So total position is 6 XLM. So now let's say XLM went up 10%. Now the price is $1.10. That 5 XLM you borrowed from the pool is now 5 XLM, is $5.50. So the pool's always going to get back $5. That's where the hedge-like part comes from. And you're going to get the remaining amount. So instead of the pool getting back the 5 XLM they gave you, that small amount's going to go back to you. And then the opposite scenario where XLM goes down 10%, that 5 XLM is now 450. So the collateral you put down is going to be put into the pool to secure that $5, and the user will get back less XLM. So this is actually a working thing. Jupiter does this, and Jupiter's already done over $100 billion with this method. And compared to order books, this is in my opinion, more efficient because you could theoretically bring slippage down to near zero, spread to near zero, and it could create really deep liquidity, right? Like for Jupiter, for example, Jupiter currently has $700 million TVL, but they've already done over $100 billion in volume. So it's very capital efficient, and we are hoping to bring that over to Stellar. And hopefully when Orbit comes out, this will come out right after, so we could theoretically also bring 4x to Stellar. And 4x right now in real life, you need high leverage, around 100 to 500x leverage, just because how much 4x actually moves in real life, less than 0.5% leverage is used alongside prop firms. But yeah, no, I'm going to open up to questions since I didn't make this last night.
So hello, everybody. I am Alex, and this is different than the screen. Perfect. I am the CTO of Script3, and we built a tool called Soroban Governor. Soroban Governor is essentially just bringing the Open Zeppelin Governor framework to Soroban. Pretty creative naming. Deep down, what this actually means is there's 2 contracts that you can now deploy that are all open source that basically let you set up a DAO. One of them is a SEP41 votes contract. So this just is a SEP41 token, and it safely tracks all voting history for users going back for however long it needs to be. And we also built a wrapper for Stellar Classic. So if your project is a DAO and wants to use or wants to vote on proposals, you can use Classic assets. Then kind of the meat and potatoes is the governor. This is pretty much manages all the proposals. So if your DAO wants to do something, this is the contract that does it. And for sake of time, I'm just going to leave it there. This is live. It's audited and on mainnet. There is one DAO that's probably the largest being used so far. It's Yieldblocks. They manage a blend pool with a total value locked of about $1.5 million. And they have a treasury of about $5 million. And they've also passed like 15 fairly complicated proposals. Things like creating a blend pool, managing backstop deposits, creating YBX emissions, a whole host of things that have basically enabled this project to work. For those of you a little more in tune with Soroban, you might be asking how, because authorization is actually a fairly complicated thing. And for contracts to be authorized, it's a little challenging. So here's a quick little demo of how we solve this in the UI. I'll be making a really deep proposal here, as you see as I write very specific instructions. But long story short, as this DAO is attempting to access other contracts, they actually have to authorize, or this DAO contract has to authorize, for example, a transfer of tokens. So you'll see here I'm creating a set emissions call. This is a contract that we had created in the past. But as we add this, you'll notice that, this authorization actually would not pass. So in the Ethereum world, that's really all you have to do. We kind of have a tool that allows you to, for example, inspect the XDR. We have some future work that'll make this hopefully a little more seamless. But long story short, that's a good way to see actually what is being authorized. Because again, your DAO has to say, USDC contract, I'm willing to transfer these tokens. So you'll see I'm going actually and inputting this authorization. And if only I could do it a little faster. And you'll notice that when you actually input the authorization, RUI will actually verify that your DAO is actually able to do this action. Because the last thing you want to do is have a typo and it not to work. Because these are DAO proposals, they take multiple days. The last thing you want to do is find out it doesn't work when you submit it. So you'll see here that, now that everything looks okay, I can go ahead and create the proposal. And this is actually on testnet. It probably expired, so it might be fun. But if you do go to testnet.governance.script3.io, you can go see the proposal for yourself. So you'll see it was created. It's now on the testnet XLM governor, and there it is. So if you are a team that has any interest in running a DAO, we would love to hear from you. Here is some contact information, and thank you for your time.
So I'll be presenting Hexworld, which is a Web3 social media. And our motto is get your link up and link up. So our mission statement is to build a platform that is for creators and equipment with them with the right tools and exposure for their growth. And we also aim to be the go-to link in bio in other social platforms. And also we aim to be future-proof. And so the major problem right now with over 5 billion users using social media across all platforms, new creators and artists, they get their work lost in the ocean of content. And hence they have to pay for sponsorship. They have to go out of their way to find how to manipulate the algorithm, to promote their posts. And that's one of the major problems that I'm trying to solve, because me, myself, I'm a digital artist, and this is something that I've personally struggled with. And the second problem is that like new creators, a lot of creators these days, they have their link in bio and platforms that lead to other platforms, which has more links. This means that the current social media platforms do not satisfy their needs, so that they have a need to go to other platforms and provide a link. And third of all, the main platforms do not leverage the benefit of Web3 and cryptocurrencies as of now. And they also do not have any XR integration integrated as a platform. So the solution is Hexworld. This is the prototype. And when this is the welcome page. You connect with your wallet. And this is your profile. That is my artist name. That is my digital artist name. And we have multiple sections. We have a portfolio section where you can show your post. And for people who like long-form content, who want to write more content, can go to blog. And let me just show you how it looks like. So this is the portfolio section, which is a standard social media portfolio with the option to mint posts as NFTs. So people who like your post and want to support you as a creator can mint your post as an NFT and also award you with the crypto post award, which is direct payment to your inbuilt wallet to give you crypto. And this is how the user interface looks like when they press on the $ to give you a gift. And this is the blog section if you want to have detailed content. And when you mint posts as NFTs, it will show up here as part of your collections. And this is called Hexclusive. This is for creators who want to have a subscriber base. They can opt for this, where customers and users can come subscribe for your channel. This is Shop, which is going to benefit creators a lot since they have like a bunch of affiliate links, etc. So you can have your products listed all within the same page. And we also have the links, which takes out the need for another website. So the market that we're trying to cover is we'll be covering three major markets: the Web3 market, the social media market, and the digital creators market. And all three of these markets are set to grow immensely in the next 5 to 10 years. And with the sales of Hex cards, which I'll show you real quick. So these are called Hex cards, which is the NFC networking tool. When you tap it on your phone, it just takes you to your profile page. So this is the graph of the digital creator economy growth, and Hexwell's dominance. So this is India's creator economy landscape with the multiple platforms, and Hexwell seems to be the perfect union of all these platforms. And this is our milestones. We plan to launch by October. We plan to launch our beta by October and to expand further by February. Thank you.
Hi guys, let's discuss one of the most important topics when it's coming to investments in Web3. All right, so my name is Benedikt, I'm co-founder of Alterscope, and when I started my PhD in 2020 in the area of DeFi platform economics, it was all about speculation and yields. Nobody talked about risk management, nobody understood it. And you may ask, what's the core difference between risk management in traditional finance versus decentralized finance? Well, essentially in traditional finance, you have market risk, you're analyzing prices, etc., and counterparties. In Web3, it's similar. You have also market risk, but the core difference is instead of counterparties, you're dealing with protocols. So what we come up and how we name that is we are taking a look at the fundamentals of protocols and how they're working. And this is of utmost importance for investment managers. So for example, in a recent study of Nickel Digital, like 47% of all wealth managers stated, okay, it's a huge barrier for them, the technology risk associated with DeFi. Also in a similar study of PwC, like investment managers said, like lack of data, lack of transparency and contingent risk in DeFi are major hurdles for them to invest and get interacted with the space. So that's where we're coming in. Our ambition is to give everybody ease of mind when interacting with the decentralized economies. And our approach is that we are leveraging collective intelligence to prevent systemic risk in these kind of new environments. So what we are doing is we're building a big data infrastructure. We're scanning in real-time data. We have over 400 risk parameters defined, which we're scanning in real time. We have several risk models, real-time risk signals. And now we are also going into Stellar. We just launched our Stellar dashboard, which shows you everything around the underlying of the chain. And now we're also integrating the first DeFi protocols on Stellar. So what you can do with our platform, first of all, you can go through the whole asset allocation process, starting with a deep DD on the protocols themselves. Then you can use all our data streams to set up your own customizable risk frameworks on an open platform and share them on a risk marketplace. And lastly, if something is breaking, you also want to be notified, so we're offering real-time monitoring systems which are customizable to your needs. That's a very short demo. It's already looking differently, but I want to invite you to go on our platform, It's alterscope.org. Just check out our dashboards. We recently launched, as mentioned, the first DeFi protocols. And yeah, if you want to be listed on our platform, or you have special needs in terms of data or analytics, please come to me, and happy to continue our discussion then.
Hello everyone, I'm going to present Kwickbit from where we started and now where we're heading now. So we started as an accounting tool, and we decided to pivot and move to a payment gateway. This is the team at the moment. So the problem which we tackled first and was that there was no crypto accounting tool in space, or at least not accessible for smart companies. Integration with accounting tools like QuickBooks were pretty basic and non-existing. And when it comes to reconciliation issues, imagine you're using your stable coins or tokens in your daily operational activity. You need also your accountant to be able to reconcile this with your activity. So this is before. Now we decided to move to another direction, as we realized in terms of business aspect this is not the best option. So we move more to a payment gateway. We still want to promote usage of stable coins and cryptocurrencies within corporations. We're trying to tackle the problem of business or currencies in stable countries or in stable fiat in some countries, and also make companies able to not rely on central entities. So this is the current solution. How do I start it? Yeah.
Welcome to this demonstration.
Wait, maybe I'll just remove the sound. I'm not sure this will be the best. Let me just move the sound. Okay, this is what we achieved so far. So you basically have you import transactions here. They already imported. You can view the transactions, and imagine you want to view it, and you can publish it to your QuickBooks account. You choose where you want to put it on. Can be AR, income, whatever. You can also make two kinds of reports. This is a reconciliation report. This is what your accountant has to do at the end of the month to make sure that you are not using the money from the company on stuff you're not supposed to. There is also a gains and loss report, but we're not showing this because this is much more classic, and you can find this more easily. But this is something that there is none at the moment. So yeah, let me see how this is going. All right. Yes. And yes, reconcile. Yes, the report is created, and you can have a look at it. You can also have gains and loss reports. Anyway, yes. How do I click next? How do I click next? Oh, okay. So where we're moving? We're moving to a non-custodial payment gateway. Basically, you have a website, your e-commerce. You want to accept stable coins. We're not custodial, so your end client can choose in the end, PayPal or credit card or Kwickbit, and if he does, he has a very similar user experience. Yes, as I was saying. A few words about the market. Why we think this is valuable? Okay, 4 minutes, and I'm gonna be there. If you look at the numbers, when e-commerce started, no one would believe in it. Now, if you look at it in 20 years ago, if you look at the numbers, there is some activity for stablecoins purchase, but it's very, very low compared to others. Thank you. How we can benefit you? 2 ways. If you need to use what we've done so far, just please reach out to us for your accounting. And if you're also looking for partnerships for our payment gateway, if you have a self-custodial wallet, we would love to have some form of integration to make it easier for end users. Thank you for your attention.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Imagine you're stepping to the Stellar network for the first time. You've got over 70 anchors to choose from. It's pretty overwhelming. So which anchor suits your needs? That's where we come in.
Yeah, so we're Silicore, so we help you find the best anchor for your given use case, whether you're a business or a user.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so I'm Elon Klimberg. I'm the head of education for Cornell Blockchain, also a co-founder of Silicore. So at Cornell, I teach the Intro to Blockchain course.
I'm Brooks Balkan. I'm a sophomore at Cornell, member of Cornell Blockchain, and then co-founder and partner along with Elon. And together we're developing Silicore to solve a major challenge in the Stellar ecosystem for new users.
Yeah, so if you're a new user and you're trying to join the Stellar network, you have 70 anchors to pick from, and you would have to do due diligence on every single one. So how do you know which one's the best one? Based on currencies or currency fees, jurisdiction, locations. You don't want to waste the time on finding the optimal one. Maybe you see someone or some anchor that has the lowest fees, but
That anchor might not be available in your location, or maybe you need to on-ramp a larger amount of money, but your chosen anchor has a cap of $10,000. Navigating these differences can be pretty tough. So that's where Silicore steps in. We match an anchor to your specific needs, and we avoid inefficiencies, lost time, and wasted money, potentially saving users thousands when they find the right anchor. Here's how it works.
so we basically show you all the different anchors that are available. We allow you to rate the exchange, and then you can have transparency into how it's used. You can see the commissions, whether it's for buying and selling. Also, don't just believe me. You can search us up, silicore.io, as I'm speaking, and look at that yourself. And please add reviews as well, because you can never review anchors enough. So you don't want to be in a case where it's another FTX. You want to see which one's the best for you, and you want to see all the details regarding that exchange.
All right, yeah, so oh, I don't know if that's going to play.
All right, so this is where we were at before, and we're going to show that now before we had done the new UI UX change, basically just the back end.
Yep.
You can see the opinions.
At its core, it's basically a personalized filter system. You can browse anchors, right? Like this is our original version. You see supported currencies, fixed and variable fees, some jurisdiction restrictions. Again, this is our previous.
It's always a good thing. Yeah. I'm very generous. So this is where we were at before. And how did we start? Actually, we went to the EZA hackathon and consensus. We were there for 2 days. We built a simple version of the product, slightly hard-coded, and then we applied for the SCF activation grant. We got it, and now we've been using that money and putting it to good use. So as you can see, if you go, I guess it's still going. If you go to the next one, you can see, oy, Dios mío. All right.
Oh, it's not there.
Okay, it's not there. We added it last night. Okay. Go to the website. You can see it yourself. But you can see, yeah, so who are we here to help? We're basically helping non-developers. You don't want to have to go through the code to find out the commissions. You don't want to have to actually transact on it to find out how much you're losing. But based on the buy and sell, we're helping the Stellar Foundation because we're showing you the available options on the Stellar network, and then we're helping enterprises alike to pick which anchor is best for them when they're using one for the intermediary. So our goal is to on-ramp new users. We increase the use of anchors, and we're hoping to grow the Stellar network and all anchors alike, or networks alike.
Yeah, so whether you're an individual or an enterprise, Silicore is here to ensure you find the best anchor for your needs, always looking to partner with exchanges to grow the network and grow the website. So thank you. We are Silicore, optimizing anchor selection for everyone.